Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back. If you're new here, my name's Nina, and here at this channel we talk a lot about the emotional and psychological benefits of cleaning and decluttering, as well as some of the mindsets and lifestyle habits that can make it really difficult for us. But I realized today that I've never really shared my own personal method for cleaning and decluttering an entire home room by room, which I think could be really helpful, if not life-changing, for those of us who feel like it is impossible and completely overwhelming. So that is what I want to talk about today. I love this system because it is the fastest thing that I have ever found that actually works, which really is essential for me because I have ADHD and cannot even tolerate things that take longer than is necessary. Plus, it's just practical in that it gives us a little bit of leeway just in case we need to step away from the project for a few hours or days or even weeks, because the mess that gets made during the actual process really is pretty minimal. Now, before I started actually using this method, I would always turn my entire home into a complete disaster zone while I was working on all of this, and then just get fed up and frustrated and just feel like I had no idea what I was doing and I was making no progress. So I would just leave it all, sometimes for months at a time. And when I would finally come back to the project, I would just be so upset because I knew that I made everything like 1,000 times worse and I had no idea how to even dig myself out of it. But thankfully, once I finally came up with this system, everything changed. Now, unless we're talking about a room that's just really huge, or we have years and years and years worth of clutter, it is entirely possible to complete all of these steps in a singular day, at least for one space, if we have the time and the energy to do it, or if we need to do it because we have people coming over, or we have some kind of other need that is urgent for us to clean and declutter. But if we're talking about a project that is just too big and too overwhelming for us, we can also certainly break all of this up into as many days or even weeks as we need to. So definitely we want to go at our own pace. So the very first thing that we need to do is to just pick a singular room to focus on for now. We are going to completely ignore the entire rest of the house until this one particular room is complete. So we're going to have to resist the urge to kind of split our attention, because believe me, things go a lot faster when we just stick to the plan and fix one room at a time. Now from there, the next step is going to be to just grab a bag and pick up any and all trash that we can find on the floor or any other surfaces. And it never ceases to amaze me how many things in a room can legitimately be trash once we just kind of get in there and look for it. So we end up getting this huge dopamine hit just by completing this one singular step. Now the next part's easy. We're just gathering supplies, and all we need at this point is to grab and label 3 boxes. The first one will be a declutter box for all the obvious things that we find in the room that we don't want or need anymore, that requires zero thought to get rid of. The second one we want to label as the keep box, and this is for all of the things that are tiny that we do want to hang on to, usually the things that we find on our countertops that need to either be organized or maybe even relocated into another room. We want to kind of just keep them contained for now, and then we will sort through them later. And the last is going to be what I call the maybe box. This is for all of those items that we know we don't immediately need and maybe are going to be able to permanently let go of, but we're just not sure yet. Really, our goal at this stage of the game is to go as fast as we can so we can see some immediate results, and we don't want to get stuck in analysis paralysis. So try not to overthink it, but if you do find things that fit into these 3 specific categories, go ahead and throw them in, and then keep those boxes close by because we are going to continue to add to them. Now the next step is the fun part. We are going to take absolutely everything that is left in the room that is not already where it belongs, and we are going to pile it all up against a wall longwise. We need to, of course, make sure that we're not blocking any exits and that everything is genuinely out of the way and not impeding the flow of the room, just in case we need to walk away for a few hours or even a few days. Now the next step involves some very basic cleaning that we do want to take care of, even though we're really only halfway done here. And I know this may seem really out of order, but trust the process because it just immediately makes the room feel so much less chaotic. And all we really want to do is to clean the part of the floor that does not have the huge pile of stuff on it, and to wipe down all of the surfaces as we organize all of the items that are going to remain on it. I love getting to this part of the process because I find it really rewarding, even though we still have that huge pile to go through, because it's almost like a sneak peek of what it is going to look like, and it gives kind of an illusion of order, which at least for me gives me the motivation to keep going. So once we are through with all of that, we're going to grab a whole bunch more boxes or bins that we're going to, again, label in some way for all of the different places that the stuff on the floor is eventually going to be relocated to. Now, the biggest bin, of course, is going to be for all of the stuff on the floor that actually does belong in this room that we simply have to put away. And it could be the case that we need 2, 3, 4, or even more bins to contain all of this. But this is when we officially start to begin the sorting process. Now, I'm not going to lie, depending on how big your pile is, this can take a long time. So just grab your earbuds and listen to some great music or a podcast and just sit down and start picking things up and tossing them into the appropriate bin. Take as many breaks as you need to, but you want to make sure that at the end, every single item has been sorted. And when you are through with this, the hardest part is over. Now all we need to do is bring all these bins and boxes to their respective rooms where they actually belong. And remember, we don't even want to put these things away right now. We simply want to clear out space in the room that we are actually working on. What we want to do instead when we're done here is to go back to our room of focus and just start putting away and organizing all the things from the bins that actually belong there. And as we do this, if we come across anything that we feel like we could let go of or even potentially let go of, then immediately take these items and put them either in the maybe box or the declutter box instead of giving them a permanent home in that room. And once we're done with that, we want to see if there are any boxes that still have stuff in them and then take them to either the garage or another place that is out of sight for storage or donation. And that really is basically it until you decide it's time to go through those boxes and give the items a final destination. But again, that certainly does not need to be now. You can also go through the room and see if there's anything else that needs to be cleaned or rearranged or maybe wiped down. But when you get to this part, you really are officially done. Just enjoy your space, celebrate yourself for getting through this process, and when you're ready to tackle the next room, you're just going to do exactly the same thing. And you will notice that if you continue doing this process on a somewhat regular basis, that your home is never going to be as messy or as cluttered as it is now. Believe me, I was completely disorganized, but since I started using this specific system, I have been able to keep my home decluttered and really clean for many years now. So please let me know how this method works for you. I will have a breakdown of all of the steps in the description box so you don't forget them. But I think you're going to be shocked at how simple this system really is. So thank you so much for watching today. Please say hello in the comments if you have a moment, and I will see you in the next video.